All right, now this topic, cancer treatments. You know they're hard on the body, and today we're talking about the effects that the treatments can have on your mental health.
Health reporter Haley Hernandez is with us this morning. Good morning, Haley. I mean, this is a big one.
Yeah, and I'm not just talking about terminal cancer. Any cancer treatment takes such a toll on your body, your mind, even your family life. This is considered a traumatizing event, leaving the patient saying, okay, now what? Joining me now, Ashley Griffin, licensed master social worker with Texas Oncology Gulf Coast region. Now, Texas Oncology polled cancer patients across Texas about their mental health. Ashley Griffin, what is the most surprising thing that you learned from this poll?
Yeah, absolutely. This poll actually revealed the very real impact that cancer has on patients' mental health, spiritual, and emotional health. Most of the patients actually mentioned that they wish that they would have had some kind of emotional and also mental support during this time. They felt isolated during and after their treatment.
You know, it's really not surprising to me that somebody would feel like that. You found in your poll 70% felt depressed, 65% felt symptoms of anxiety, and I think what should surprise everybody is that still 60% said that they didn't even want to seek help. So how is the mental health stigma affecting cancer patients who would understandably feel depressed during this time of their life?
Right. Yeah. So, you know, cancer impacts the body tremendously. And I don't think that a lot of the many patients said that they felt unprepared for the mental and emotional impacts that would come. And they felt uncomfortable, you know, asking their care provider, you know, so through this poll, our aim is really to not only to encourage patients and their families to, you know, to talk to their care providers about the effects that their cancer treatment is having, both mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, but also to, it's important for providers to also to check in and to screen their patients for depression and anxiety, because this poll shows that it's a very real experience that cancer patients are having.
You know, I find that a lot of times you can tell a provider that, but not always, the providers don't always know where to direct people, how to get them help from there. So what would your advice be? Based on your survey, you found that 100% of people found help in support groups. So is that what you would tell people to look for?
Yeah. So, for example, at Texas Oncology, we have support services. We have social workers who provide therapy and who facilitate support groups. And those patients, even though it was such a small portion of the poll that actually utilized, as you mentioned, utilized support groups, utilized individual counseling, 100% of those patients rated the quality of support that they got as great, as excellent, and we see that it made a tremendous impact on their cancer journey. And so, yes, we encourage them to, you know, if they're uncomfortable to talk to their provider, hopefully we're, you know, through this study, we're also showing that providers, if we're screening for depression, then we can be able to guide patients, their families to the proper support, and it would be those, you know, those avenues of support.
Why do you think that people get more benefit out of support groups than individual therapy during this time when they're going through cancer treatment?
Yeah, it's validation. It's to normalize that, you know, that the impacts of cancer on the mental health and the emotional health and spiritual health is real. And sometimes it helps to know that others are experiencing something similar. And so that's why that form and that platform of support can be so beneficial to cancer patients.
All right, that's also good for those of us who are friends and family members to know, so that we can help guide those patients to those proper support groups. I appreciate you joining me for this live interview this morning. That was very informative. And for those of you at home watching, you can be sure to go to click2houston.com/scene at 7 for more on this topic.